Hey everybody, this week's first chapter is the Unlovable Alina Butt. So the description here is real short. We're just going to read it because it's like 2 sentences. So Alina Butt has changed schools 4 times since her family moved from England to Pakistan. Each move was worse than the last, but this year will be different no matter what. So it is a school story. So it's also by nature a little bit of a friendship story too. And it's just good if you like realistic fiction. So here we go, chapter 1. Okay, get into line, everyone. Alphabetical order, sang Miss Pheasant, a bright smile on her face. I knew it had been too good to be true. It was my 3rd day at Green Hill Middle School, and up until that moment, I had kept my secret safe. I had successfully been able to hide my true identity. Assemblies in England sucked. Back in Pakistan, we never had to line up in a particular order. We could stand wherever we wanted, as long as we were as silent as a lizard on the wall. That was what my teacher would say. Instead of spiders, there were lizards lurking around everywhere. Those were just a few of the many things that are different here. We moved to England 3 years ago, and this is already my 4th time being the new kid. You would think that I'd be a pro at the whole thing by now, but nope, not even close. I'm still as awkward as ever. One thing I've learned, though, which is that revealing my name leads to a year of constant mockery. Which is why I decided I was not going to let that happen again. 6th grade was going to be different no matter what. Let's go, class. Choppity chop chop. Any instruction Miss Pheasant gave in her soft voice sounded a bit like a song. My eyes followed her footsteps as she walked around the room, her long ponytail and flowery dress swishing as she moved. A feeling of dread filled my entire body. All the kids around me started racing to line up. It was a rush. We knew all of our spots. My heart pounded as I quietly sneaked down the front of the line. I stood there nervously with my head down, trying to breathe as little as possible and pretending to be invisible. I should have known better. For some people, the front of the line was too prized a place to let go of without a fight. That's not your spot, Adam Atkins shouted, wedging himself ahead of me. Go back to your spot. Oh no, I knew what was coming. I started to prepare myself, scrunching up my face and squinting my eyes as if someone was about to hit me hard. Your last name is Butt. Go back to your spot. Adam leaned in and whispered the last word, the one I had been dreading, butthead. There it was, like a slap in the face. No, 6th grade was supposed to be different. I had already come too far. I was not going to give up without a fight. Oh, no, my last name is actually Anwar. Alina Anwar. I couldn't even look at him as I said it. I'm not a very good liar. Some would say that's a good thing, but it's a skill that would come in pretty handy in moments like these. Anwar is my dad's first name and my middle name. I know, it's weird, but I thought it might work. It didn't. Adam kept going, getting louder by the second, his greeny gold hawk eyes hooked onto their prey, me. The other kids started snickering and whispering, and now I felt all eyes on me. So much for being invisible. I was the total opposite, more like a fluorescent alien, and not the cool kid, a kind. I was the total opposite, more like a fluorescent alien, and not the cool kind a kid might want to befriend, but a weird, ugly one that they'd just stare at from a distance. I could feel my ears burning, and beads of sweat formed on my nose. Miss Pheasant walked up calmly and whispered to us both, Alina will stand in front. Adam started to protest, but she's lying. Alina will stand in front, she said again more firmly, then smiled and winked at me. Adam scowled, crossed his arms, and stomped into line behind me. That was a relief. I was so lucky to have Miss Pheasant as my teacher. At least that was one good thing about this place. Miss Pheasant smiled down the half-decent line that had finally formed and said, Thank you, everyone. Now, before you head to gym, I want to let you know about auditions for the school play. This year, we're doing Cinderella. The sign-up sheet is posted outside. Everyone broke into excited chatter. The line that had taken so long to form had just started to fall apart. As Miss Pheasant raised her arms to motion the kids back into formation, she looked down at me and whispered, Don't forget to sign up. Who, me? No way. No. She doesn't know me yet. Otherwise, she would never have suggested such a thing. She doesn't know I have a hard time talking to just one person, let alone a whole hall full of people. There was no way I could be in a play. Even if I had always loved the story of Cinderella, watched the movie a bazillion times, and secretly dreamed a fairy godmother would come and transform me into a princess. Maybe I could be a rock or a tree, but definitely not a role where I had to speak. Don't even think about it, Alina. Squish that dream. Squish it. It doesn't exist, I told myself. As we walked quietly to the assembly, like a row of perfectly lined up ants, I thought about our school uniforms. On top, each of us wore a white collared shirt, a bright blue tie, and a matching blue cardigan. Gray bottoms, skirts for the girls, and pants for the boys. And while all the other girls wore cute, frilly, ankle length white socks, I had to wear these super itchy tights. Initially, my mom had tried to convince me to wear pants instead of a skirt. We're Muslims, and my mom is the most devout in our family, so I knew she didn't like the idea of me going to school with my bare legs being exposed to the world. But she'd tried to make it sound like it was for other reasons. You will look so decent and smart, Alina, she said, and the pants will keep you warm. You say yourself it's always so cold here, even in the spring. I'll look like a boy, Ami. After what had felt like hours of arguing, we had finally compromised and settled on itchy tights. I snapped out of my memory fog when I heard Adam whispering to the boy behind him, "Imagine Butthead as Cinderella." "Ew," said the other boy. "She'd be the butt of all jokes," Adam snorted. "Get it? The butt?" I kept my eyes focused on the floor, trying hard to not let the tears come. I may have been at the front of the line, but I knew I had failed. My cover had been blown. And the rest of the story follows through the rest of the school year. So as you can imagine, there's a bit of play drama going on in here, as well as poor Alana just trying to fit into school. So it is in the library. It's brand new. Come by and check it out.